especially the new ones, especially those who are starting. Those things break them a lot. They can't take it,
Yeah.
especially when they go on stage, and most likely it won't be good because they're new. These things take skill and time. And then they calm down and you're not aware, you can't read the room to see already that they're hurting. And then you go ahead to break them. Most of them will
Yeah.
leave the ministry and the choir, and a great dream might just die because of a wrong word and wrong action. So yeah, so we're talking about how we want to be supported in the choir when embarrassing moments happen. And even in my chest now, I can feel those king kung pain in the heart. When after you have rehearsed and you're ready, to minister, and then you go and it's terrible. And you're still nursing your own pain. And then you come down after service, you're still hurting. And then somebody's like, you didn't do well in front of
Should have done
everyone.
this.
You should have done this better, And yeah, I don't think it's a good time for me. I would suggest that you talk to the person about their feels in private and praise in the crowd. Like even in private, to start with praise what they did well because they must have done something well. At least they came for rehearsal, they showed up, and they accepted to take the role. And so all those things are things you should praise, and then you can say, oh, for next time, this is how to do it better. Or for even to do it even better, you don't even need to criticize most times. You did this way, you did this way, you did this, but for it to be better, this is what you will do, and then people can carry on from there because that's the very spot that people need support most, especially the new ones, especially those who are starting. Those things break them a lot. They can't take it,
Yeah.
especially when they go on stage, and most likely it won't be good because they're new. These things take skill and time. And then they calm down and you're not aware, you can't read the room to see already that they're hurting. And then you go ahead to break them. Most of them will
Yeah.
leave the ministry and the choir, and a great dream might just die because of a wrong word and wrong action. So I think we should be very aware of that as leaders in the choir and even as members. When somebody comes down and they are new, you make it a point of duty to celebrate them. You did well. Wow. Well done. You went up there. When I was, if you remember when you started, most of people, what they do now, you couldn't have done. So sometimes you speak to that as well and make them feel that they are they are
I feel
doing
like you
well.
can relate better with that. But I feel like they're more relaxed with us right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So honestly, sometimes it's important to tell people they are doing well, they are doing great, because
Yeah, I totally agree.
once they are on there, they need, especially when they just come down from the stage, you're like high five them, you did great, celebrate grace. Honestly, and I even see in their eyes how it helps them, boost their confidence. Yeah. So if you can speak to that, you guys have
Yeah, I
been in.
totally
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. For me, I'm a member, and in a way I've been a leader. So most times, even before like they take up any role, they do anything, I try my best to compliment people. Oh, your dress is really nice today. Oh, I like the way you danced while we're looking out for like for that person to improve on. And all of a sudden the person does it. You might not talk because they've not had the need to, but when you see it, you commend it, you appreciate it. So I do that because after so much, like I figured that after so much appreciation, so much compliment, and for the one time you're saying you could have done this better, I strongly believe that the person won't take it the other, like knowing that if it was good, she would tell me it was good. So this one, I have to work on it, and it won't sit on the wrong side because you know that you could like if it's such a very good person, the person will be able to figure it out that oh, this is actually like something I could work on better. So with talking to people in the open, it is well because I would not appreciate if everyone is there and then you're talking, especially if you're talking like oh you should have done this. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I know they do it. I can't do it. I lead. I don't do it to people. So I don't do it to like people that I talk like I lead. So most times I like I said, I commend them and I'm like, oh, there's this thing I want us to work on together. We could do it together. So there
Mm-hmm.
was a time, just briefly, there was a time of recent we were meant to sing and the rehearsal was not going well with like the youth. The rehearsal was not going well. And the person who I had put in there like that would take the celebration was like, I'm not doing it again. I said, you cannot do that one on me. Oh. You can't leave me to say you're not doing it again. This is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. And we are going to rehearse that song. So we will do it together. Let's work on this thing together. So sometimes you have to bring yourself to the part that we have to do it together. I was not meant to do it. Like we went on stage together. We did it together. And even after the celebration that Sunday, I said, thank you for leading with me.
Mm.
And then the person was like, thank you for allowing me to use my skill for God. So if we have such conversations, such little things, such little words that we can't tell how far they go in people's mind in wanting to, be there, wanting to be available, wanting to do more, So because you know that I literally on Saturday said, you can't do that on me. And on Sunday, I'm saying, thank you for doing this with me.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, having a balance between commending and not every time you did this wrong, you did that wrong. So, yeah, I think that's the little thing I would add.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very important. Mental health. The choir mental health is a real thing, oh. It's a very real thing. Okay, so we'll move on to something else that is very rampant. Tech. You have something. Sorry, go ahead, Shay.
Also, having an emotionally intelligent leader
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot because you're not just going to spring up and say things that would hurt someone or make them feel a certain way. You are more sensitive to the atmosphere, what's going on, right? So you can actually draw them out of that group, or like even when you haven't talking to them like that, you're like, I don't mean it in a bad way. That is for us to actually grow and get better. But if it offends you, we can have a conversation outside. But this for every like sets the ground in a way that the person doesn't feel attacked. It's just a lesson that everybody needs to learn, and you are just mistakenly the example at that moment. And then you can have your talk afterwards, right? It helps a lot. Yeah, that's what I was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Sure,
agree. I agree.
sure.
Just emotionally intelligent. That's a very key word. We need to. Somebody said that if you're emotionally intelligent, you're richer than somebody who is skilled. Because it's actually a skill in people. You know how to speak people, the people language. If you're emotionally intelligent, so
Right.
yeah, it's something that is important, especially for leaders.